YouTube! It's the battle for the king of Android this year. We got the Pixel 8 Pro versus the Galaxy S23 Ultra. And it's no secret that S23 Ultra has hands down been the best Android phone release of 2023. Now, you can argue in the favor of the Z Fold and the Pixel Fold for some people, but in all realistic perspectives, the S23 Ultra has been the king. But now we have the brand new Pixel 8 Pro coming to show up and say no. Or maybe, I don't know. You know, I don't know what the Pixel 8 has come to say, but we got to see how it stacks up against the S23 Ultra. So let's get right into it, starting with the design. Now, the S23 Ultra's design it's nothing new. It's something all the more familiar, but that's okay. And the same thing goes with the Pixel 8 Pro. It's nothing new. It's something all but familiar, but that's okay. Now, both of these are rocking aluminum siding, that shiny aluminum siding. Both of these have frosted glass backings. Both of these have high-end, high megapixel count camera hardware. Both of these have really bright OLED panels, and both of these are flagship offerings. Now, the Pixel 8 Pro is a lot more inexpensive in comparison to the S23 Ultra as far as pricing goes. Honestly, the S23 Ultra is probably the most expensive flagship here in the States out of all of the offerings. Now, the interesting thing about this is, although this is the cheapest offering, the price has increased in the Pixel world, bringing it up and closer to the area of flagships like the S23 Ultra and the 15 Pro Max, which means it now needs to compete. So does it compete? Let's get into this. Now, from a design perspective, as far as weight goes, the Pixel 8 Pro is the lightest flagship device that you can get out of the big three. This thing is only 213 grams versus the 234 grams on the S23 Ultra. So a hefty difference in between these two. Now here, yeah, I can feel I can feel the left having a little more weight than the Pixel 8 Pro, but honestly, it's noticeable, but I don't think it's a deal breaker in between the two. Another thing that we have to note design-wise is the Pixel goes for that more rounded, corner and edge feel, which I think leads to a more comfortable hold versus the, squared. Although I'm a note user, once a note user, always a note user. We love our notes, and I could deal with this. But Samsung has rounded these edging sides, but this point, even though it's rounded, it's still like a point. You know what I mean? Some people complain about it. I don't have any issues with it, but it's something I always want to point out. And then there's the reality that the Pixel 8 Pro, when we get into the design of the OLED panel, it's a flat OLED panel versus this slightly curved OLED panel on the S23 Ultra. Now, I think the curve, honestly, is a finesse so that the bezels that are necessary with these OLED panels is reduced, although it's not. It's just being curved over the side. But there's rumors that in the future on Samsung, we should see something flat. But as of right now, Google's the only one with the flat display in this comparison. So a plus point to Google in their design arena around their OLED panel. Speaking of OLED panels, let's talk about these two and how they compare. Now, the biggest talk is that the Pixel 8 Pro is rocking a 2,400 nit max peak brightness on their OLED panel versus Samsung's 1,750 max nit peak brightness on their panel. To be honest, if you take them both out, I think we're going to see okay in direct sunlight. I can personally use either one of these devices in direct sunlight and do just fine. Obviously, one a lot better than the other just because it's technically brighter. It's physics. Okay, but outside of that, the next area of discussion is image quality, video quality. So if I pull up a high-end HDR video, which I'm gonna do on both of them. All right, so as you guys can see, we have the exact same video. Now let's just take a look at the still really quick in comparison to one another. So let me take a look myself. Let me stand up right here and get a look. Now the S23 Ultra, it's funny that the Pixel dims its display. Even when watching HDR content, even when I did it against the iPhone was giving more in the display. Maybe that's like a software thing to help with battery life. But as far as color accuracy goes, these both are top notch. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Hold on, let me take a look at this. Y'all take a break real quick. Let me see. Wow, it's literally neck and neck. It is so neck and neck. The quality that we're getting out of these OLED panels nowadays, like honestly, you can't go wrong either way you go. This is becoming like a norm. Like these phones have plateaued. Like at the end of the day, here's the conclusion. When you see this quality with all of these flagship devices, the big three, it's pretty much neck and neck. It's starting to become neck and neck to the point to where it's gonna be those, signature features and signature offerings and separators. That's what it's all gonna take, because honestly, there isn't much separating these devices when it comes to their display quality. Phenomenal. Now, with that being said, what about audio, CJ? Let's see what these two have to offer one another, though. All right, let's start. You guys can see it's at about 90% volume. Now, hey. All right, let me catch this one up. All right, let's go to max volume since you guys was complaining last time. Okay. Yeah. All right, let's go this one, max volume. All right, one time, right here. All right, S23 Ultra definitely has way better clarity of audio. I'm not gonna lie, the Pixel 8 Pro in comparison, when you listening to these two side by side, it kind of sounds more muffled in comparison. Maybe it has like more lower tones and mid tones happening, but the S23 Ultra definitely takes this speaker test by far. Let's move on to platform talk. Now let me flip these on their back really quick. You got the Pixel, clean Pixel launcher. Android 14, you got the S23 Ultra's clean One UI Android 14 interpretation. So between the two, when it comes to platform, the offerings that Samsung gives you is feature packed, multitasking, the whole kitchen sink. Honestly, I think a lot of people don't even know what Samsungs can do because their marketing language around all of their features is like very quiet. You gotta watch some videos to learn about One UI. But there's a lot in here. There's a lot being packed into here. I mean, need I add, we have an S Pen with all of these features and so forth. So this platform of the S23 Ultra is definitely packing a lot more than what you're getting with the Pixel 8 Pro. Does that necessarily mean that it's better? That's for you to decide personally, but I will say this, you get a lot with the S23 Ultra in comparison to what we get with the Google Pixel 8 Pro. This platform is clean, it's smooth as butter, it's light, it's minimal. It has all of the software features from a software perspective, as far as like AI and things like that, that trump every other offering out of all of the smartphones. But there's some other areas in those like features that you get on a S23 Ultra that you're not gonna see here on the Pixel 8 Pro. And in many ways, for some people, that's a deal breaker. For others, that's just how they like it. Like, I feel like the minimal, light, not so feature heavy user, the person who's just gonna use what is in here and what's necessary, and you have Android, so you can expand. You can always put your own launcher and build upon that. You have the opportunity to build out and get a similar experience to the S23 Ultra, but it's not quite the same from a feature offering perspective. When I get in between these two, as far as platforms go, it's a tough decision, to be honest, because Samsung and their One UI, they're offering so much. All of these different features, all these different conveniences, which I like and love, and I appreciate being able to have them. I guess it's like one of those things where it's like, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and have it, but a lot of those features you don't need. They're not a necessity. And then when you get into the platform of the Pixel 8 Pro, it's just clean, it's minimal, it's straight to the point, it's straight what you need, and some of what you don't need as well. But you know, they got a lot of these AI features and magic eraser and things that I guess can be fun to some and not necessarily necessary either. I guess we got like a common theme in between these two, right? But at the end of the day, it's really preference in between these two platforms on the Android side, because you could get all of the same apps, you could do launchers, you could build and widget and customize in a very similar tone in between these two. But I mean, the top of the top, you know, it's tit for tat. All right, next conversation, a big one, because these both have big batteries. Let's talk about battery life. All right, Pixel 8 Pro has a 5,050 milliamp hour battery. It's still very early for anyone to give battery verdicts on the Pixel 8 Pro. But I'll tell you this, it charges slow in comparison to the S23 Ultra. And I don't need the verdict of the AI and optimization to know that that battery is not gonna compare to what you get out of this 5,000 milliamp hour. Yes, I said 5,000, which is 50 milliamp hours less on this S23 Ultra with that Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Samsung. Like that Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 was optimized to perfection for this S23 Ultra. It finally gave battery life to rival the Pro Max offerings on the iPhone arena. And that's why this right here is the battery king on Android. It still is. I don't even need the verdict from the Pixel 8 Pro to know. Trust me, the better battery life is gonna be here. This thing is optimized to a T. Now, the Pixel 8 Pro with a few updates, and once it optimizes and locks in, it could prove me wrong, but as of right now, I don't see that happening. S23 Ultra is the battery king of Android. Let's move into the camera housings. And the best way I can show you these is to do it head to head outside in real life. All right, front facing camera on the two Android kings. We got the S23 Ultra right here in my right hand, pro video mode, you know, saucing it up. And then we have the Pixel 8 Pro HDR mode, you know, saucing it up the way that it do. So basically I'm throwing the best of the best of both of these because we don't got time to waste. We got to get down to the nitty and gritty as to which one of these actually offer the best quality video and photos. Now here comes the sun. Hold on, wait, this is gonna get overexposed. Hold on, that's not fair. Boom, now we got the direct sunlight front facing camera on both of these. Which one is looking best, baby? Let's get to those real cameras back there and see what they got to offer. All right, these are those wide angle, high megapixel lenses. Obviously one has a higher megapixel count than the other, but neither here nor there. I'm bringing what the best of these have to offer. Now, right now I'm in 4K versus 4K, but let's be fair. The S23 Ultra offers 8K shooting. So I'm gonna switch to that really quick. All right, so there you have it. We have the best offering from the S23 Ultra, which is 8K video. I'm using pro camera mode with a little bit of an ND filter on here because honestly, the S23 Ultra video is so impressive this year. We gotta showcase what this thing can actually do. And then we have the Pixel 8 Pro, the contender for king of Android for 2023, because y'all know it's no secret that the S23 Ultra has been the heavyweight of the year. I mean, best battery, best in-class, you know, build and all that good stuff. But the Pixel 8 Pro came out swinging this year. Google actually came to play with a little bit of a hardware tweak and turn up, okay? And then they have big claims around their video and camera. So let's see if it lives up to that. And then the infamous ultra wide lens. You guys know it's all wide and all outside. But nevertheless, we got the Pixel 8 Pro here on my left versus the S23 Ultra here on my right. Direct sunlight gazer. Wait, hold on. 3X on the S23 Ultra versus the 5X on the Pixel 8 Pro. All right, so you guys just saw these two camera offerings. Let me know, because I was extremely impressed with the S23 Ultra's camera, video, and photo quality this year. It was fire. So the Pixel 8 Pro is always known for its photos, and it's definitely known, or starting to become known, for its video in the Android area. I gotta keep this Android over here because this is Android versus Android. You know, when it comes to video, the iPhone is the king. I just gotta keep it a buck. But the S23 Ultra just brought the sauce this year. But the Pixel 8 Pro has way better skin tone representation by far. So I'm really looking forward to your comments down in the comment section below to let me know which camera are you guys feeling the most. So go vote. Now, let's get into that final topic of discussion, the most important topic, and that is user experience. And when you take the collective of all of these tech specs and sections that we've talked about, all of the offering of these devices, you get into user experience. And let's be clear, both of these devices have ecosystems. We got the Pixel Watch 2, we got the Galaxy Watch 6 Classic, we could get the Samsung Buds Pro. I would put the Pixel Buds Pro right here, but I don't have a pair of Pixel Buds Pro. And it goes even further. But Samsung, their ecosystem expands into refrigerators and, dishwashers. I think they might have dishwashers. I know they got washing machines and dryers and home appliances. So it goes a little bit further. But Google has Google Home. And Google Home has a lot of things, in the security, cameras, things like that. It controls everything in Android. So I don't know, man. When it comes to the idea of ecosystems, boy, are these both offering a lot to indulge in. So I don't think you pick one over the other as far as ecosystems go, because you can build out phenomenal ecosystems with the Pixel 8 Pro or the S23 Ultra. But user experience, that's really what you come here for, is what am I going to experience when I pick either the S23 Ultra or the Pixel 8 Pro? And let's just start off one by one. Pixel 8 Pro, user experience. I like to call this thing fluidity. It's so fluid, it's so smooth. It's like butter. It's chopping and slicing with grace in your everyday uses. I just like how smooth and I like how clean the user experience is on a Pixel. I like the camera offering. I like this new bright, color accurate panel right here. I don't know who's making it, but keep making it, because this is by far one of the best, if not the best, Android display offering right now. This thing is phenomenal. Build quality is fire. Every day you're feeling like, you got your money's worth in quality build, offerings. The only thing from a user experience perspective with the Pixel 8 Pro that's kind of like, it's their chip. It's the G3 Tensor. I'm not saying that it's terrible. I'm just saying that in comparison to the S23 Ultra, which is a performance beast with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, which again, they have more years in the game, more skin in the game. Of course, they're gonna be more developed. 4 nanometer, both of these 4 nanometer, it's giving you something, but it's not giving you everything from a raw performance perspective. But it's enough, and it's like what's necessary, if that makes sense. It's like, you only need this to run our device, so that's where we're gonna, build our performance to. But I still feel like you can go even further, because this is a competition at the end of the day. So offering more raw performance on this would take the user experience to the next level. But where it is good, it's nice. Like the software runs smooth, all of the AI features, the processing, image processing, it's all there. So the user experience here is just what I like to call fluidity. I love it. I like the Pixel 8 Pro. It's a fun, clean, smooth, minimal device, and it's packing a punch. So what more could you want? But then you got the S23 Ultra. This user experience is throwing the whole kitchen sink at you, the whole kit and caboodle, everything. You got the S Pen. Oh, I went to the wrong side. See my note. I'm a note user. We were here. But the S Pen, all of the features, this takes your user experience to another level. If you opt to actually use it, if you don't use it, then hey, it's no extra offering. But if you do use it, it's actually a great offering for productivity and more. Then we get into, the OLED panel. For so long, Samsung was touted as the best. Honestly, nowadays, man, it's all neck and neck. Whether I'm looking at the S23 Ultra, the Pixel 8 Pro, or the iPhone 15 Pro Max, as far as OLED panels go, there is no separator. You're just choosing what you want as far as in your phone offering. But this right here is a great OLED panel. Set it to natural. Do not do vibrant. Natural is the way to go. You thank me later. It's so much more color accurate, unless you just want that vibrant over poppy, over color, over saturated, then you can go for vibrant. But this thing is fire. And let's talk about the platform. Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. This thing is a rocket. This thing is fast. This thing is pumping out high-end GPU performance, high-end CPU performance, high-end on storage performance. This thing is just offering all of that. That's another thing. In the storage area, the technology that's here is always the latest. Samsung makes a lot of the UFS technology that other smartphones use, so they're always forefront in that area. You know what? My word for the S23 Ultra, abundance. This is the phone of abundance. There's so many features, so many multitasking things you can do when you're on One UI, and this S23 Ultra, it's next level. And then another thing that's next level this year is the cameras. The offering here from a hardware perspective, Now, from an image processing perspective, I gotta give my critique in user experience. The auto camera app, I do not like it. I don't like the over brightening. And there's proof. When you look at the raw photos, they crank up. I think it's the highlights Samsung does. Hey, I don't know why they do it. Some people assume that it's cultural. I'm not a fan. But when I switch it to pro video and pro camera mode, oh boy. Look out, competition, because it's getting deep right here. Toss in the ND filter. Oh, it's next level video performance, man. I love this camera hardware. And you have a native pro video and pro camera app built in. Fire. You bring the collective of all of those things that I'm raving about, the top of the line, best battery on Android. I'm gonna be honest, this user experience right here is bar none. It's the reason why this was easily touted as the best or the king of Android in 2023 early, without even seeing the competition. But the competition is here. And that's why right now, right here, we need to crown a new king. Is it the Pixel 8 Pro? Flood the comment section down below. Or is it the S23 Ultra? Flood the comment section down below. Let me know. Because ultimately, I think it's obvious which one is taking the crown. But let me know. Because it's about to go down. I'll see y'all in the comment section. Ooh. You technology snobs, I done just about had it with all of y'all. Listen, duck.
No watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. New watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. Need no middleman, I'm the man to man, send it in. I like what I like, me, I know my rights is sipping in. I like having fun, I do what I want, it's what it is. For my son and son, for my daughters, yeah, it's for my twin. I work through the night.